Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Simpson.
Thank you, Mr. Ryan. I appreciate it. This hearing would be almost funny if it weren't so serious, because I honestly don't believe that there's anybody within the Department of Energy or here that believes that a good decision was made by shutting down Yucca Mountain. However, it is what it is, and we have to deal with what it is. And we all know the reason that the administration decided not to go forward with Yucca Mountain. Does the administration, does the department feel like it has to follow public law?
Well, perhaps as the General Counsel, that question is best directed to me, and the answer is absolutely yes, sir. Public Law
107-200 passed in 2002 by Congress, signed by the President, establishes Yucca Mountain as the site for permanent geological repository. The ASLB board has twice ruled against the Department of Energy's withdrawing its license application, although the NRC Commission has not followed up on that. In part, they stated that Congress had a say in this. It was not just up to the DOE to decide to withdraw the license application, that it had to go through Congress. Do you differ with that opinion?
Actually, I do, sir, with all due respect. I differ in a couple of particular points. First, Congress did not, in fact, as I read the law, designate Yucca Mountain as the nuclear repository in the sense that it directed that it be built. What it did in 2002, the way I read the law, is that it instructed the Secretary to go ahead and prepare and file an application, which of course was done. I think it was in 2008 when it was finally filed.
Well, didn't we override the state of Utah's state of Nevada's objections?
Yes, sir. You absolutely did that. That you did, and that is what triggered the process, if you will, by which the application was filed. The question decided by the board, and I believe decided incorrectly by the board, is whether or not the direction to file an application meant that once it's filed, it was now beyond the power of the Secretary of Energy and the administration to withdraw that application, no matter what the Secretary, no matter what the department, no matter what the administration believed about whether that was wise. I believe Congress, in setting up this statute, left that authority with the Secretary of Energy, and I believe we've applied it lawfully. Having said that, you are correct. The board has disagreed, and that will be reviewed, I believe, by the Nuclear Regulatory.
I can tell you that there are an awful lot of my members of Congress that would disagree with that. Let me ask you again, the Blue Ribbon Commission, as you have said, Dr. Johnson, is not a siting commission. Everyone, virtually everyone, including the Secretary, has stated that a deep geological repository will be necessary at some point, whether it's Yucca Mountain or something else. We are going to have a deep geological repository. In the appropriation bill for $5 million for the Blue Ribbon Commission, we stated in there that they could only use that if Yucca Mountain was in fact an option. The Commission's co-chair stated in their first press conference that Secretary Chu has made it quite clear that Yucca Mountain is not an option. What's going on with that?
Well, as you said, and thank you very much for the question, Secretary Chu has said that Yucca Mountain is not an option. And again, I think that goes back to we're standing at a very interesting time, as you're well aware, on the start and the restart of the civilian nuclear power industry. And as a result, given the stand of this administration with the recent conditional loan guarantees that have been issued for the new power plant in Vogtle in Georgia, we understand that it's very important that we have the best workable solution for long-term disposition of the spent nuclear fuel and high-level waste. So I think considering all the work all the knowledge that's gone on in the last 30 years, from high-performance computing to understanding the geology to understanding the long-lived actinides and how to make them shorter-lived, as well as transuranic waste experience from WIP, I think that it's prudent to step back and to see what is the best possible solution to the long-term disposition of spent nuclear fuel.
But we will need a geological depository at some time. Because there's going to be some stuff left over, no matter what you do.
I'm sure there'll be some stuff left over, and again, not to predispose what might be recommended by the Blue Ribbon Commission. I do believe they will consider deep geologic storage. I don't know what shape, form, factor, or how deep, but again, I'm looking forward to their recommendations and working with the Blue Ribbon Commission in the appropriate way to help our nation move forward on managing the back end of the fuel cycle.
If, with the administration's opinion, Yucca Mountain is off the table, is anything in any location or site in Nevada off the table, or just Yucca Mountain?
Again, I think we're going to wait for the recommendations from the Blue Ribbon Commission, which is not a siting committee.